Introduction to hardware. Computer hardware is the physical components of a computer, such as the monitor, CPU, mouse, motherboard, and keyboard, which a computer system requires to function. Computer hardwares are the computer components which are tangible to us. They are the ones that we can see or touch. Main components of a computer. Power supply. As we look on its name, power supply simply is the power provider that powers a computer for them to function. Motherboard. The motherboard serves as a single platform to connect all of the parts of a computer together. It can be considered as the backbone of a computer. Central Processing Unit or CPU. CPU is also known as the brain of a computer and is responsible for executing a program to the computer. Random Access Memory or RAM. RAM is one of the most important components in determining your system's performance, and it also stores the information your computer is actively using so that it can be accessed quickly. Monitor. It is an output device where we can see what is happening to your computer or what are the systems that are running. It displays all the information that we input in there. That's why it is called the screen. Storage device. A storage device is a piece of computer hardware used for saving, carrying, and pulling out data. It can be a device inside or outside the computer or server.
Input devices. What are they? An input device is a piece of hardware that sends data to a computer. There are two main types of input devices found in computers. In other words, the essentials. First is the keyboard. A keyboard is a panel of buttons used for typing and performing other functions on a computer. Its layout is derived from traditional typewriters. We tend to think that the QWERTY layout is the most efficient because it's commonly used, but it turns out that when you would place the keys in alphabetical order, people would type so fast that the mechanical parts of traditional typewriters would jam. In order to slow people down, they decided to mess with the layout, and that was how the QWERTY layout was formed. So what are a keyboard's functions? There are letters and number keys for typing out messages. There are function keys which are used for executing shortcuts. There are control keys for controlling the screen, as well as used in combinations with function keys for even more shortcuts. Finally, there are special purpose keys which serve different unique functions. Such examples would be caps lock, which capitalizes all letters to be inputted, and Alt Tab, which switches between programs. On to the next essential input device, which is the mouse. The mouse is designed to control the movement of the cursor or pointer. On the computer screen, a computer mouse typically fits underneath one's hand, with a finger on each of the left and right buttons. Then, there are other input devices which commonly serve a specific purpose. First is the joystick, which is also used to control the screen, except you use your thumb to move the analog sticks. Then, we have the light pen, for digital art, which uses a light sensor to move the cursor on the screen. We have the microphone, which is used to record sound and export it directly to an audio editing software. Then the camera, which is used to capture photos or record videos, even on a live call. Finally, we have the scanner, which is used to scan or record documents which you place inside it.
Output devices are hardware components which are used to display or print the process information. That form may be audio, visual, textual, or hard copies such as a printed document. Monitor. It is a piece of computer hardware that displays the video and graphics information generated by a connected computer through the computer's video card. Monitors are similar to TVs but usually display information at a much higher resolution. Printer. Printer is an output device that accepts text and graphic output from a computer and transfers the information to paper, usually to standard size sheets of paper. Types of printers. Impact printers. An impact printer makes contact with the paper. It usually forms the print image by pressing an ink ribbon against the paper using a hammer or pins. Non-impact printers. Non-impact printers do not use a striking device to produce characters on the paper. And because these printers do not hammer against the paper, they are much quieter. Plotter. A plotter is a printer designed for printing vector graphics. Instead of printing individual dots on the paper, plotters draw continuous lines. This makes plotters ideal for printing architectural blueprints, engineering designs, and other CAD drawings. Types of plotters. Flatbed plotters. A flatbed plotter is a computerized plotter that works by using an arm that moves a pen over paper rather than having paper move under the arm as with a drum plotter. Drum plotters. A drum plotter is a plotter that uses a drum revolver to move the paper during printing while the actual pen performs the printing. Inkjet plotters. Inkjet printers are the most common type of consumer printers. The inkjet technology works by spraying very fine drops of ink on a sheet of paper. Speakers. Speakers are popular output devices used with computer systems. They receive audio input from the computer's sound card and produce audio output in the form of sound waves.
RAM is essentially a device's short-term memory. It temporarily stores everything currently running on a device. It is volatile, meaning that once it loses power, it forgets everything. The hard disk is a spindle of magnetic disks, called platters, that record and store information. Because the data is stored magnetically, information recorded into it remains intact after the computer is turned off. A USB flash drive is a storage device that includes flash memory with an integrated USB interface. It is typically removable, rewritable, and much smaller than an optical disk. There are three classifications of computer typing: computers according to purpose, according to the technology used, and according to its size and storage. First, I will explain the computers according to their purpose. A general-purpose computer is a computer that is designed to be able to carry out many different tasks. A special-purpose computer is one designed to solve only a narrow range of problems. They also tend to have limited logical and computational capabilities. Next, I will explain the computers according to their technology used. Analog computers are computers that represent and store data in continuously varying physical quantities, such as current, voltage, or frequency. Digital computers are mainly general-purpose computers that represent and store data in discrete quantities and numbers, and are usually the ones you use at home or work. Lastly, I will explain the computers according to their size and capacity. Supercomputers are big and has very fast computations. They are used primarily for scientific and engineering work. A mainframe computer is a computer used primarily by large organizations for critical applications and bulk data processing. A mini-computer is a computer of medium power, more than a microcomputer but less than a mainframe. A microcomputer is a small computer with a microprocessor as its central processing unit. It includes minimal input-output circuitry mounted on a single printed circuit board.